So, what do y'all think of that HasLab reveal at Comic-Con? Hello everyone, I am Shane from Crystal Clear 101. Welcome back to the channel. So, yeah. They decided to release this year's G.I. Joe HasLab at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. And this surprised some, didn't surprise some. I know for me, I was more or less surprised. This year's HasLab project is a classified series styled Cobra Rattler. I was not expecting a jet, if I'm being honest. I was expecting something more like a tank. I was expecting, a smaller vehicle, something to go more in line with the HISS tank. Cobra has their tank. Why not go ahead and bring out G.I. Joe's main battle tank? So, that for me was what would have made sense. But no, we go HISS tank, Dragonfly, Rattler. And as much as I want to get excited about the Rattler, which don't get me surprised, even though I am not a big fan of the HasLab idea, just the idea of a 6-inch scaled Cobra Rattler, I do find appealing. I mean, since it's based off the A10 Warthog, and I am a sucker for the A10 Warthog, or Thunderbolt 2, if you want me to say its real name. But at the price tag of $324.99, I can't remember if that's what the HISS tank's price tag was, or if it was a little bit cheaper than that. I want to say it was a little bit cheaper than that. But is the price that they're asking for the Rattler worth it? Well, I'm currently on Hasbro Pulse. I am going to look over some of the specs for this thing, and I will give you my personal thoughts if it's worth it. But to put it as simply as I can, they need at least 9,000 backers, which, as of the recording of this video, they have well surpassed 9,000. As for the 3 unlockable tiers, they've already unlocked the first one as of this recording, which is at 11,000. Then your next one, I believe, is at, I can't remember if it's 13,000 or 14,000. Then your final one is at 18,000. But just looking at the pictures for this thing, I mean, it is a gorgeous looking jet. Okay, as far as the important details, the size of it, it is 33.53 inches, or 851.78 millimeters if you're using the metric system, which most of the world does. That's the length of it. Wheels down with its landing gear deployed, it stands at 9.88 inches, or 250.9 millimeters tall. The wingspan on it is 32.04 inches, or 357.71 millimeters wide. So it's a pretty good sized jet. I mean, not only do they show the pictures of it on the ground, landing gear deployed, and give the specs in inches, but they also show another picture of it landing gear down, but with its wings folded up like it's a carrier aircraft. So, needless to say, I'd imagine that's for those who don't have necessarily the shelf space to display one of these. It would still give you an option to somewhat display it. The fact that the wings can actually pivot from horizontal to vertical so as to display it in the VTOL setting, I think is a cool little feature. Oh, as far as other... Okay, here's the other one I was looking for. That feature reduces the wingspan by half, minimizing it to a mere 15.26 inches or 387.73 millimeters tall. That's with the wings folded up. So overall, they do give you an idea about the specs size-wise. For the cockpit, it does show a light-up control panel, light-up heads-up display, and it accordingly also has an adjustable flight stick that you can put in Wild Weasel's hand. You can honestly have him posed, whether he's turning, pulling up, diving. You could apparently have that control stick in any direction you want. So the fact it's not just a static piece of plastic, for me, is actually really cool. Let's see. The cockpit, which can accommodate most classified series figures, features a 3-point harness, articulated control stick, and throttle. Okay, so the throttle's also articulated. That's really cool. The fact that there is some interactivity with the cockpit itself, I like that. Let's see. It also says at the push of a single button, you can control the lighting features of the Cobra Rattler, turning on landing lights, which is cool, the cockpit instrument panel display, as well as the separate gunner turret HUD. Yes, it has the turret like the old school Cobra Rattler does. And the instrument panel for the turret also lights up. That's also really cool. And according to this, it does also have swappable armor towards the nose of the plane, where you can actually swap out a clean panel with one that is battle damaged. And there's flickering lights for where that goes. That's a nice little touch. Seems to me like, compared to, say, the HISS tank, it seems to me like a little more engineering went into this one than, say, the HISS tank. I haven't watched anything about the Dragonfly, so I don't know too much about the features on that one. But all the various accessories that this thing comes with, all the weapons, the additional accessories like ladders that attach to the wings, so you can pose other classified series figures like they're performing routine maintenance on it. Also, is the fact that it does have a deployable ladder near the nose. So if you want, you can actually pose Wild Weasel or another character getting ready to climb into the cockpit. That is really cool. The fact that it's listing all the different weapons you can load this thing out with is really cool. Now, as far as what else I can say about it, it also apparently does come with quite a few blast effects. Now, the ones it does list are two large ones with a 6.3 millimeter peg and a side dog bone connection, which can attach to the back of the engines or missile accessories, which is cool. Two medium blast effects with a 6.3 millimeter peg. Two small blast effects with a 2.5 millimeter peg, which can be attached to either the nose-mounted cannon, the jawbreaker they're calling it, and the turret guns, as well as two small blue laser beams with a 2.5 millimeter peg. So aside from weapons, this also comes with a good bit of blast effects, so you can really be dynamic with this thing. That's actually really cool. And I believe it said also, let's see, what was it? Let's see, marvel at the technological superiority of the Mars Industries designed manually spinning fans, compressors, turbines, and the combustion chamber. So, in addition to showing a detailed engine, apparently it's also articulated. It actually has functioning parts in it. That is cool. The technical part of that, for me, is cool. Let's see. Exquisite detail and craftsmanship inherent in the Cobra Rattler invests themselves with several access panels that reveal its inner workings. The aforementioned battle side port damage plating readily swaps with an unmarred panel. Hasbro, quit doing this. To meet your display and posing desires. Starboard side, a hinge panel reveals the jawbreakers. I hate it when it does that. The jawbreakers, mechanisms, and ammunition detail. I believe it's on the right side, the starboard side of the fuselage. You can actually open up a panel and see the internal workings of the main cannon. That is cool. That's a very cool little detail. The other one, generally, I am not tempted by HasLabs because, number one, I think they're unnecessary. And number two, if you were to just strip the lighting and other electronics from them, honestly, you should be able to just display them. Not display them, you should be able to sell them as a general release item. And I honestly think they would sell. But in the case of this one, it also comes with a rather good sized display stand. A little flight stand, rather. Let's see. I was hoping it would give not only the size of the flight stand in inches, but also in millimeters. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's see. The base offering of each vehicle includes a gorgeous multi-part transparent display stand measuring 7.64 inches or 194 millimeters high by 11.34 inches, 288.02 millimeters deep by 7.08 inches, 179.55 millimeters wide. The tapered attachment block enables posing the jet, taking off, dive bombing, or banking. Remove the attachment to position your Cobra Rattler flying level. Along either side of the stand are 8 total dog bone pegs to pose missile or bomb accessories in flight or for simple storage. The sliding drawer of the base offering offers additional capacity for stowing armaments or blast effects. So the fact that you can also display the weapons on the flight stand itself, either in like an action or just to display them, and a slide drawer for what you're not using, that's cool. I almost want to say that they really thought about this one. I almost want to say that. But as far as those 3 unlockable tiers, tier 1 is a set of Cobra Airborne Squadron patches. Tier unlock 2, which is at 14,000, unlocks a Cobra Rattler Gunner action figure. And 18,000 unlocks a Pilot Baroness action figure. Now, as far as those squadron patches are concerned, all 3 of them are actually rather gorgeous. I do like the way they look, especially just that bare bones one, the Cobra with the wings on either side. I mean, the idea you get, well, that's already unlocked. The fact that you can just, put that on a flight jacket if you want to further show how much of a fan you are, it's cool and all, but I just feel like they could have done something else with that. As far as what, I don't exactly have an answer for you. I'd have to think about it. Now, as far as the Cobra Rattler Gunner, I mean, he's a basic generic cannon fodder type character, but the fact that his purpose is to man the gun on the Rattler, it's cool. I mean, it's an additional cannon fodder type character. And me, I'm a sucker for those types of characters. Now, as far as the final one, the Pilot Baroness, she looks cool. I like the accessories she comes with. I almost want to ask why a Pilot Baroness. But I can't exactly give my answer for a replacement for that one, so I'm just going to stick with it. But I will say that the Baroness in a Cobra flight suit does look pretty good, especially with the helmet and the just the whole thing. It does look good. I will say it. It does look good. Now, do I think this one is worth the $324.99? I honestly can't answer that right at this moment. However, I will hopefully release a video, or a short at least, telling you if I decide to back this thing or not. So, in case y'all are curious, I will tell you if I decide to back this thing or not. I'm typically not a fan of these HasLabs, but this one does have me actually considering it. But, I mean, aside from me telling the bare basic minimum about this thing, what are y'all's thoughts about this HasLab Rattler? Do you think it's worth the $324.99? I mean, do you think it should have been cheaper? I think it should have been cheaper. Or do you think that they should just release this as a general release classified vehicle? Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. If you are not subscribed to this channel, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And be sure to hit that bell, turn on that bell for all future notifications for when a new video is uploaded. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.